I'm Dr. Ted Smith. Welcome to Pure Chiropractic. So part of what we're talking about tonight is to turn your power on, is to get people to understand the healing power from the brain down the spinal cord, out through the nervous system to every organ, tissue, and cell. Here's why I became a chiropractor. We're a sick and dying nation. We're as sick as we've ever been, but we keep spending more and more money on health care. 1 every 50 kids right now are diagnosed with autism. To me, that's a horrible statistic. It's not getting better, it's getting worse. 350,000 Americans are currently on dialysis. 50 million Americans are suffering from allergies. 23.5 million kids and adults in the US have diabetes. 74.5 million people in the United States age 20 and older have high blood pressure. And over $20 trillion was spent the last decade on healthcare. So my question is, do we believe all of these different illnesses are getting better or getting worse? Statistically, we get worse and worse and worse every single year. My next question is, do you believe we're spending more money or less money on these problems? We're spending more money. So if these problems continue to escalate as we spend more and more money on healthcare, doesn't something need to change? We're looking at that from the wrong place. And why? Because the bottom line is we keep looking at the outside-in approach. We're not taking care of our engines. We're not taking care of our vehicles. And what's happened, they're starting to cost us a lot of money. But we keep taking this outside-in approach. People aren't exercising the way they should. They're not eating the way they should. They have so much social stress means they're not thinking the way they should. And very few people get adjusted. And obviously, as a chiropractor, I'm going to explain why that is the most important part of all of this, because you have to make sure the brain-body connection is always present as close to 100% as possible. So have you more faith in a spoonful of medicine than the power that animates the living world? I don't. That's why I became a chiropractor. A chiropractic checkup could save the lives of those you know. And that's why, please, as I talk tonight, please listen to what I'm saying. And I hope and pray that you're thinking of somebody else that may have similar health problems or health problems that you never thought of. Because the bottom line is chiropractic and back pain, I hope that's the smallest benefit you ever get out of being in our office. I hope that your body starts to sleep better, that you have more energy, that you start to digest better, that you get sick less often. To me, those are the healing benefits of a good functioning nervous system. So ultimately, you need to understand how we lose our health. And I don't believe doctors do a good enough job explaining that to our patients. Most of us, when you look at health or death, there's a continuum. We're never staying in stasis. If we're in stasis, we're dead. So every decision you make either moves you towards health or away from health. Most people come into this world in a state of health. We're an organic being created in 9 months with perfect organization. So we came into this world, instantly we become stressed. Now, we don't have just emotional stress as an infant, obviously, but there's stress. There's an ever-changing environment that the body has to start adapting to, which is a stressful thing to a nervous system. Over time, we start to crawl, we start to walk, we start to fall off the bed, we start to fall off the swing, we fall off our bike, we start to play sports. All of these things start to create these subluxations in our spine, the misalignments of our spine. So when we create the subluxations in the spine, the misalignments, now we create malfunction, dis-ease of the body. It means the body's no longer in a state of ease. It's now having to work overtime. And when a body is stressed out having to work overtime, it leads to a disease. Now there's a pathological condition happening. That pathological condition leads to a symptom. When do most people do something with their health? When they have a symptom. Look where we're sitting as far as the health continuum. So what most people do, they take care of the symptom, usually through a pill, an injection, or surgery. But they never truly identify what created the stress in the first place. They don't remove the subluxation, so they live in this area down here. Eventually their health disintegrates because there's not enough pills that can, we're looking for the next pill to regain our health. The bottom line is most of the health challenges we have today, it's not due to bad genes, it's not due to bad germs, it's not due to bad luck, it's due to bad choices. And if you continuously make bad lifestyle choices, we are continuously going to keep putting the stresses, which creates the muscle tension, which pulls on the vertebra, which ultimately chokes off the brain-body connection. To be in awe of the body, let's go back, embryogenesis. A sperm and an egg unite. The incredible thing is the heart starts to form approximately the 24th day. The eyes start to form approximately the 36th day. But so few people realize that your nervous system, it starts to form within the first 7 hours after conception. So think of the organization that's going to start to take place. And look what happens in 4 weeks. So look at that incredible spinal cord starting to form. But look at the heart starting to form there. We don't even know we're pregnant yet. So it's not the female's educated mind creating that life. It's the innate intelligence from the brain down the spinal cord to make sure life is starting to organize. And then look at 5 weeks. Look at the organization, that little buds for arms and legs start to come in. And then look at 11 weeks, 3 inches long. Everything that baby needs is there. Now just nature needs to take its course, and we need to stay out of the way. Because in 9 months, that's what's created. But there again, think of the organization that went into creating that. Think of coming out with 5 fingers on both hands that are pretty much the same length. And 5 toes on each feet, pretty much the same length. Arms that are the same length. Put 2 holes where our eyes are and 2 holes where our ears are. So think of the organization that goes into that. That intelligence doesn't leave that baby 11 inches down the birth canal. It stays with that baby throughout life. It's within you, it's within me. And sometimes it needs that interference removed so that it can help repair, replace, and recreate new tissue with the same vigor it had when it missed the first 9 months. And that's what chiropractic is. It's restoring that healing power so the brain, which created all of this in the first place, can constantly be sending that message as close to 100% as possible. If we were given a brain and we were given a spinal cord, that is your central nervous system. That's the first thing that is formed. It starts to form within the first 7 hours. And then from that, all of these parts grew out of that. The heart, the 24th day, the eyes, the 36th day. So all of these parts start to grow out of the spinal cord. My question is, when one of these parts start to go bad with a symptom, why would we treat the part before looking to where it grew out of to make sure there's no interference to that part? Now, how do we know we live our life through the nervous system? If you ever went to a dentist and he cut the nerve to your tooth, the tooth would die every single time. It doesn't matter how many times we brush it, floss it, go to the dentist, we just cut the life to that part. So instead of cutting a nerve, if we pinch that nerve off, it's the same thing but to a lesser degree. And science has shown that weight of a dime on a nerve can shut down nerve supply up to 60%. So think of this like the apple tree. And think of this as the trunk. And then from that, you have all of these branches that branch out. And on the end of those branches, we have all of these apples that are hanging off the branch. So let's say you're the farmer, and let's say that's your apple tree. If you notice that your apples started to discolor, maybe started to wilt a little bit, they just didn't look healthy, would you go look at each individual apple for the problem? Or would you take a step back and say, wait a second, what happened to my trunk of my tree? Did somebody hit it? What about the soil around it? Something happened to the lifeline out to those apples. We were given 24 movable bones. It's your suit of armor. It protects the spinal cord from sports, slips, falls, car wrecks, repetitive jobs, even the birthing process. Not just for the mother, but for the infant, which is why we see so many children in this office. Because if you can create subluxation-free bodies from day one on, now you can start to create healthy children which become healthy adults rather than looking to repair damaged adults. Should I get my family and my kids checked? Who doesn't need a chiropractic checkup? To me, if you're alive with a nervous system, you're eligible to be a practice member. You're eligible no matter where you live in this world to go find a chiropractor. Don't wait for things to break down. That's why we're in this health challenge that we have out here. People are waiting for the next symptom. Do it before. And as I mentioned earlier, it's a whole lot easier to raise healthy kids and healthy adults than to repair damaged adults. So, how long does my family need to be adjusted? I've been getting adjusted for 33 years now. My children have been adjusted since the first hour of their life. And I'm confident in saying that they're going to be adjusted the rest of their life, no matter where they live in this world. I will be adjusted once a week religiously till the day I die. So ultimately, when you look at how long should a family be adjusted, as long as you want to stay healthy. To me, it's like, how long do I need to actually brush my teeth? I don't have to brush them anymore. You do that for the rest of your life. How often do I actually have to work out that I never have to work out again because I reach good shape? You do that for a lifetime if you truly want to get the benefit of it. Patch it or fix it. And a chiropractic checkup could save the lives of those that you love. So go tell others about chiropractic. Thank you and God bless.